Welcome back to Conversations, a podcast by Represent Asian Project, where we sit down with notable Asians for the conversations we don't always get to have. I'm Madelyn Chung, your host, the founder of Represent Asian Project, a therapist, a storyteller, and someone who believes that our identities are shaped not just by where we come from, but by what we've carried, questioned, healed, and reclaimed along the way. In the cozy seat today is none other than the beautiful Lauren Chan, a model, writer, businesswoman, and TV personality whose work has helped push fashion and media towards a bigger, more honest idea of who gets a platform. She began her career as a plus-size model and in journalism, becoming a fashion editor at Glamour magazine, where she worked to expand how magazines talked about bodies, beauty, and representation. She later founded Henning, a luxury plus-size clothing brand created to give women the kind of sharp, thoughtfully made workwear that the industry so often fails to offer above a sample size. She didn't stop there, though. In 2023, she became Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Issue's first queer plus-size rookie, using that moment to also publicly come out. In 2025, she made history again as the first out lesbian and first Chinese model to appear solo on the cover of the swimsuit issue. But what makes Lauren's story so powerful isn't just the milestones, though yes, there are many. It's the way she's approached each part of her life and career with a kind of radical honesty about size, about queerness, about mixed identity, about beauty standards, and what it means to stop trying to shrink yourself into someone else's idea of what is beautiful. Lauren Chan.
Hi.
Welcome to Conversations. We brought the dog back for you.
This was a special request.
You wanted the dog. I feel like we've been following your journey for so long, and you've also just been so lovely to us and so
I was going to
supportive.
say, I've been following the account for so long. I think it's amazing.
Thank you. So we're so happy to have you here. I was telling Olivia Chow, our first guest, that
Crazy.
Yes.
I was telling Olivia Chow is a crazy sentence. That's wild.
And I can't wait to say...
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. And I can't wait to say I was telling Lauren Chan next.
Girl.
But I was telling Olivia Chow that I manifested her onto our podcast. But I feel like I also manifested you because you were like literally one of the dream guests.
Oh,
and I would practice in my shower, like just pretending to interview you because I was like, we need to make this happen.
You were just asking. I was the shampoo. Olivia was the conditioner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we could do it in the shower if it makes you more comfortable.
Next time. But no, we're so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're so busy. You've had so much going on lately.
Yeah, it's been fun.
You have your Joe Fresh Pride collection. You were at the Canadian Screen Awards. Sports Illustrated Swim, the Runway, which looked incredible. So I want to do a check-in.
Okay.
How are you feeling amid all of this stuff?
My usual go-to joke is like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I'm having such a wonderful few months that I feel really energized. You know, I'm in Toronto at your apartment. It's Pride. I will have been here for, I think, 8 days by the time this trip is done. My wife is going to come in for Pride weekend. We're going to kick things off with the Trans March and wrap up with an event for Joe Fresh for the collection you mentioned. So it's just been really fulfilling. Like, these things are just so aligned and exciting and like community driven. So I get energy from other people. So it's been just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful few months. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be where you are now in life?
I always thought that I would be successful. And also part of that is like, you know, growing up in an Asian household in an Asian family, like you get told you're going to be successful.
Yes.
Like you're going to be, it's not like you better be, but like, you know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but like you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And so I think that gets a bad rap a lot of the time as like pressure from parents to do, you know, a certain type of work, whether that's medicine or finance. But I think that the silver lining of that is like, we kind of all have this belief that we're going to do well. No matter what we try. I think that with my generation of like being second generation, I kind of pushed back on what that avenue would be. And I reimagined that for me. But I think that my family thought, and therefore I thought that, I would always be successful.
I love that.
Yeah. I just am thinking this right now for the first time ever.
That's what this place is here for.
Yeah.
That's what it's here for.
Yeah.
So I think I read that you wanted to be a basketball player first. Yeah. And then you had, was it your appendix? He's kissing you.
He's kissing.
Yeah. He's really
Said
loving.
it's okay that basketball didn't work out.
It worked
You
out
got
for
to
the
throw the
best.
ball at the Pride Tempo game.
I love that.
He's such a good ally. Yes, I wanted to be a basketball player. I played basketball my whole life. I had an athletic scholarship at the University of Western Ontario, and I played there for a little bit. My appendix ruptured, and then I wasn't in playing shape for the next season because, I mean, like my left lung had collapsed. My stomach was septic. I had sepsis. Like I had lost 30 pounds, 40 pounds or something like that. And it was just like a lot of recovery. And I just didn't go back. I just never went back. And so, yeah, I thought I was going to be at least a semi-pro basketball player, maybe in Europe somewhere. And then, yeah, I had all this time on my hands and I started being more creative. I started writing. I started working for the school newspaper. I started interning in fashion. And I mean, the rest is kind of history.
Yeah. So you made your way to New York. And tell me a little bit about that because I think what I read, if I'm correct, is you used modeling to get into New York.
Yes. So I really wanted to be a fashion editor. I'm having a hard time concentrating.
I know.
He's
it's
so
hard.
perfect. Oh my God. You guys, his paw is on my leg and then his hand is on his paw and I can feel all his fingers and he's so cute. Oh.
And the deep sigh. He's like, yes, I know. This is where I belong.
This is why Mayor Chow came over for Ralphie?
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Next Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's manifest that.
And Olivia Munn.
All the Olivias. All of the Olivias.
Okay, so sorry, what were you asking me?
So you got into New York through modeling because you wanted to be in fashion.
Yes, I went to New York City. I wanted to be a fashion editor. It was like 2011 and like, you know, the magazine world was still really like The Devil Wears Prada is. And I had grown up on print magazines. I had stacks of them in my room. And yeah, I wanted to be a magazine editor. I couldn't get a job in that field in another country with kind of not any experience or connections. And so I went to a plus size modeling open call for the Ford Models plus size division, and I got signed. And that's how I kind of got my ticket to New York City. But when I was doing that, fashion was not yet inclusive in any way. Especially with regard to size, even though there was a side of the industry that was for plus size fashion. So I lived basically in two vacuums.
Yeah.
I was plus size modeling and then I was wanting to be a fashion editor. So I was freelance writing and going to interviews and meetings and da-da-da-da. And when I got my first writing job, I totally left the plus size fashion world behind. Didn't want to write about it, didn't want to talk about it, basically didn't want to be the big girl in the room. And then I, you know, this is skipping so much, but basically I realized I like wasn't going to get ahead trying to be like everybody else, especially when I wasn't like everyone else to begin with. And I wasn't going to form community and I wasn't going to resonate. And those were the more important things than getting ahead in the end. And so I started writing about plus size fashion. And that's when I found my niche, my voice, my community, and then the rest of my career started to unfold.
I relate to that so much because I used to also work in media and magazines, and I didn't write from a point of my identity. It was very much just like what was, you know, the norm. And when I started to pitch more stuff about my identity, people were telling me it was too niche.
Oh, interesting.
And so that's why I was like, well, I'm just going to start my own thing.
Yeah,
which is why RepresentASIAN Project was born, right? Because it was just like, but that's what felt, I was like, this is kind of my in too, into like doing something that I want. So I appreciate
something that you want, something that resonates, something that matters, something that hasn't been done yet. Like the multitude of reasons to do something against the grain always will outweigh the reasons for like continuing the status quo, especially if you're someone who falls outside the lines of what you call normal,
right?
What has always been represented and what will always be represented.
Right. And I'm so curious because you grew up in Brantford, Ontario, and even now having been in the fashion industry from so many different angles, so like as a writer, as a model, as an advocate, as a founder of a clothing line, I'm curious to know how has that shaped the way you look at the fashion industry, and how is that different from when you maybe viewed it growing up?
Oh gosh, well, when I was growing up, there was no diversity in fashion, you know, whether we're talking about the models or the clothing. Or, now the conversation in Canada is so much about Canadian made and
Yes.
Canada for Canada.
Yeah.
So we could even be talking about Canadian representation there, but it was a world that was so exclusive and the barrier to entry was so high that I guess nobody really had the ability to change it for the better, to be more diverse. And I think that as it has progressed, and largely with social media, that barrier to entry has become easier. And we have people, hopefully I'm in that conversation like me, who have been able to change things. And so that of course has changed my relationship with it, but now it's intrinsically linked, and I have changed fashion in a way, fashion has changed me in a way. Hopefully we've done that for other people. But basically the ways inward are, you can make it happen now. You can start your own thing.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's falling.
Where are you going?
It's a slow, splooty descent
And
to
he's
the
down.
carpet. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think my answers are going to make more sense though when he's not here, because I won't get to be
All
distracted.
good. No, I hear you. And so, even thinking about, you have made such a difference, first of all.
Oh, thanks.
In the fashion world in so many different ways. You've made history. I remember that day when your Sports Illustrated swim cover came out and you posted it. I was like,
I think you might have been the first one to post it. I'm not lying. I think you really might have been.
I saw it and I was
so
like,
sweet.
oh my gosh, this is huge. Like I felt,
thanks.
again, watching you from afar, it just feels like we've known you. So it was like, oh my gosh, like this is happening.
That's so sweet.
And
I remember being really excited that Representation posted the cover.
Thank
I
you.
really.
Thank you. But you were the first out lesbian.
And the first Chinese person.
And the first Chinese person. I love that comment that you left for us, that you were like the first Chinese boobs on the cover.
Oh God. My internet track record cannot be held against me.
No, it's great. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And so, do you ever feel nervous being kind of like the first in so many different ways?
No, I love being the first.
Yes.
I'm mad when I'm not the first. I want to be the first.
Very
everything.
Chinese of you.
I'm so Chinese. I'm so competitive. And I just feel like being the first at something is such a mark of change. And like for me, that never means shutting the door behind me. That always means advocating for further change. And so, with an institution like Sports Illustrated, like I'll suggest other people that I think should be part of the institution. For Joe Fresh, I might be one of the first people to have this collection, but I'll be helping behind the scenes, pushing for more diversity next time around, with people that represent groups that haven't been represented yet. And so, yeah, it feels good to be first, but the work almost starts after that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so how do you keep that going? Because that can be really hard, especially with institutions who might not necessarily always want to make a real change, and it can sometimes just be for show.
Yeah.
And so how do you continue to ensure that, hey, this is lasting change?
That's a good question. I guess I don't struggle from an energy perspective there. Like, I know I'm right. I know we're right. I know we deserve to be represented. I know we're out there. I know we're great customers or followers or readers or what have you, whatever the corporate world is measuring us by. Our money is green.
Yes.
Right? So if you're talking about it from a financial perspective, we will support the business. If you're talking about it from a representational perspective, we deserve to be represented because we make up this much of the population or whatever. Yes. And I have seen success there. So there's like a positive confirmation bias that I have where like, yeah, if I put my whole into it, oh God, that sounded so bad. Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! I love it. Let's clarify.
Not Chinese boobs doesn't sound so bad.
Let's clarify. WHOLE hole. We don't know. Maybe we don't need to clarify.
If I put my all into it, then I know that I can make change. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever run out of energy for that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where does this energy come from?
I don't know. Like there's so much wrong about the way that media and the corporate world represent or, lack to represent us.
Yeah.
But there are ways to win. There like are definitely avenues in which to make these industries more progressive. And so like, I don't know, like, isn't that a great life's mission? I'm so lucky that I get to do that for work.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't think I'll ever run out of energy for that.
So you very much look at this from like an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's abundance versus scarcity. I love to win. Like, I love to win.
Uh-huh. And you are winning.
Yeah.
You're winning at
and
life.
I think that it also just is like, it feels like teamwork. It feels like our team winning.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like when I'm the first Chinese person on the cover of something
Mm-hmm.
that we get to make a connection. Your platform is celebrating that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here today and in all days in the future to help celebrate you. Like, that's a team win. And that's one person's media or outlet or project that like I can see the direct impact of.
Mm-hmm.
There are a plethora of ones that I don't. You know, like I work with an institution in New York called Welcome to Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did some Pride events. We've done shirts for donation. I've hooked them up with corporations. I've met emerging designers by them. I've worn those emerging designers on different platforms. Like it's a team win.
Yeah. And you do support, like, I mean, the stuff that you wore from Charles Liu and Leland. Oh my gosh, like amazing.
I wish I could have kept that stuff.
I'm sure
you should have them on. They're so fun.
I've known Charles for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
I could see Liu happening here. Black, white, athleisure.
Yeah. He is wonderful. But you were also amazing on Project Runway.
Oh, thank you. That was
by the way. I feel
there was a joke on Project Runway that didn't make the air, and I'm so upset about it. And Charles and I say it to each other because I wore a bodysuit by this emerging designer called Elias Matzo, and it had huge shoulder pads. And Charles rocked up, never met him. I'm about to like judge him down, and he goes, "There's not room for 2 sets of shoulders in this room," or something like that, because we had the same shoulders, and I was like, but yeah, I love you.
I love him. I know we're talking about really joyful things right now and how the internet can be so great in so many ways, but we also know the internet can be really, really shitty in other ways, and especially when it comes to trolls and online hate.
Yeah.
And I know you've been subjected to that. And I'm so curious, how do you cope with that?
I sound like I have a good cocktail of prescriptions today because like I love my trolls. I love them.
Okay.
And like this really goes back to loving to win because like I will eat you up. Like, and it feels good to do that. And like I said before, like I know I'm right. You cannot shake the feeling that I have that I am right, that I deserve to exist, that people like me deserve equality, that we want to be celebrated, and that we absolutely are valuable people. So anybody who's trolling me to the contrary, like to me, I'm like, you're an idiot and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like really, like what is someone going to say on the internet to oppose my set of beliefs that is actually going to shake me, that I'm going to believe that I'm going to get under my skin? And so, sure, there are days in which I'm not up for it and I ignore, or I have to talk to my wife about a comment and talk it out. But there are also days in which I will completely spend 24 very happy hours fighting back, you know? And I'm like, I won't ever go in super hot. It can get pretty heated, but I will always kind of go in with fairly neutral but assertive language from a basis of fact and education, sometimes curiosity, but I don't shy away. Yeah, that's how I think I got my Sports Illustrated cover, actually.
Tell me more.
So everybody shoots their editorial.
Yeah.
No one goes in knowing that it's a cover shoot, which is rare because in every other instance, most other instances, I should say, in the industry, you would get booked for a cover shoot. They tell you to get the cover about a week and a half ahead of launch. But they announce on social media that you're in the magazine about like 2 months ahead of launch.
Okay.
So my social media post went out that I would be back for the 2025 issue, and some trolls really like got a hold of it. These men that were just saying like stupid stuff. And I was fighting back that day. And basically the gist of all of their comments was that like, who is this even for anymore? Like, men don't want to see this. Like, blech. And the gist of what I was writing back to them all is, Well, yeah, because it's not for men anymore. Like Sports Illustrated Swimsuit has become a platform that is about the celebration of women across the board. You know, whether you're talking about 81, I think at the time, year old Martha Stewart and her decades-long moguldom, or Grammy award-winning trans musician Kim Petras, or Lena Bloom, or Ashley Graham, or, you know, the highest earning college athlete Livy Dunn, Alona Mar, like the WNBA stars. That's inspiration for women. That's not pretty pictures to look at for men. And so I wrote an essay about it. And I believe that's why I was on the cover.
I love that for
So
you.
thanks, guys.
The trolls got you your cover.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't confirmed, but I think so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about you and your wife.
Okay.
Because
Ralphie sat up.
Ralphie got excited.
You like lesbians? You ally?
He's such an ally.
You're so cute.
Is it true that Haley proposed to you via PowerPoint?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
It wasn't Microsoft PowerPoint, but it can be if you want to give me a call and a paycheck. It was a slideshow.
Okay.
It was Google Slides.
Okay.
Call me Google.
Call Google.
Call me Google. The first time we got in a fight, even though we very, very, very hardly fight, I think just the first time you kind of like, you're with a new partner, you're like, okay, you're learning how people have conflict. Anyways, so I was going over the next day. I had to do an apology tour, basically. And so I had my tail between my legs. I was ready to say sorry. And I go in her place and she goes, sit down, the meeting's about to start. And I was like, what the heck? And then she puts on this slideshow about why we're so great together and why we shouldn't fight. It was raccoon themed. It was perfect. When I told my therapist about it, he was like, that's how it's supposed to feel. And I was like, that's really sweet. So anyways, now she makes me slideshows for birthdays, end of the year. When I was on the Traders Canada and I was away for a few weeks, she like, here's what you missed slideshow. And then when she proposed in a slideshow.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So it's like she's really, really, really funny.
Yeah.
So it's just like the perfect thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is your favorite thing about her? I mean, other than being funny.
Oh gosh, there's my favorite thing about Haley is probably like, oh God, you guys are gonna barf. It's how well our puzzle pieces fit together. It's like for every nook she has, I have a cranny. It just, and it's just how it went. It's just how we fit. And that's my favorite thing.
I love that.
And then how funny she is.
It's very poetic, the nook
Yeah.
and the cranny.
Yeah. I just thought of that.
I love that.
Cranny's not the prettiest word, but
That's
hey.
okay. Life is not always pretty.
Yeah.
What was that? Because, you know, your first time in Sports Illustrated Swim was when you publicly came out. Tell me about that experience and what that was like for you. Were you nervous before? Were you just kind of like, nope, I'm ready for this?
Well, okay. Have you seen how some TikTokers will talk about how like their TikTok is not for the people in their real lives? Like some TikTokers are like, oh my God, my aunt is watching this. Like, this is not for you. That's kind of how I felt about that. So like, I was not nervous to tell the world, but I was nervous to tell my immediate people. So yeah. And then by the time that magazine came out, I had told people over the course of like a year.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah,
What
it
was
took
it-
my time.
What was it like telling those immediate people?
I guess scary, yeah. Well, you never know how people are going to react.
Right.
And I think that because my ex-husband is my chosen family, and like we had so many mutual friends and everybody loves him. And so like that, there was a sadness there that with coming out was also sharing the dissolution of that partnership and thereby like less time together for everyone else with him and I. So that was sad. And then, you know, when I came out to my dad, I was pretty worried, and oh my God, he broke my heart, but in the sweetest possible way, because my dad is my Chinese parent. And I said it, you know, I told him, I can't even remember what I said. I like, you know, your memory blocks out. But then I remember saying like, I was like nervous to tell you. And he was like, why? And I was like, because I don't know what growing up Chinese, like, especially with truly, truly, truly Chinese household
Yeah.
imprints in your mind about queer people. And he said, you know, I think he was in tears, and he said, how could you ever think that I would think that? You know, I love you more than any, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I love you more than anything. So it was really special, but it was really scary because there was a part of me that just has heard so much, honestly, about traditional Chinese culture in general, not even about my family. Like, I've never heard my grandparents or my aunts and uncles or my dad, like, say anything negative.
Yeah.
I've just absorbed by osmosis the fact that traditional Chinese culture is not accepting of queer people.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I think it's so cool also that you're doing so many queer events with Welcome to
Yeah,
Chinatown.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
So there's this really cool thing too. So my Joe Fresh collection, we donated $25,000 to PFLAG, and then Welcome to Chinatown in New York City works with American PFLAG, and they specifically have a family meeting group for Asian families.
That's amazing.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
I was like, that's a mark of like authenticity.
Yeah.
And genuine progress and success that I was just like, oh my God, I want to cheer it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And just imagining like people who, you know, if they had those resources beforehand.
Yeah, I know,
right?
I know.
It would
But
be
they have
life-changing.
them now, and like this
Yeah.
is why like donations, big or small, matter. And you know, you want to do the research on where you're donating and what programs you care about to ensure that, you know, the things that touch your heart
Yeah.
are being brought to life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they do that on Zoom, and I'm going to try to get us to do it in person in the Welcome to Chinatown space.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. I want my dad to fly in for that.
Oh, that would be so great.
He came to the Welcome to Chinatown gala in 2024 when I won an award. Oh my God, it was the best night of his life. It was so cute. Oh my God, he put his little 3-piece suit on. He's chatting up the whole room.
Oh, it was his night.
Dr. George Chan was a hit.
It was his
It
night.
was a hit. Yeah.
I know we've talked a lot about identity. I want to talk a little bit more about bodies because I think, you know, we had such a great movement towards body positivity, and it feels like we are regressing because bodies are so small now. We are seeing tiny, tiny, tiny bodies. And a lot of times it's hard because it's like we see these things, but then we're told we're not supposed to comment on bodies or talk about it. And I would love to know from your perspective, having, you know, been in this industry, what are your thoughts around that? Because, you know, when you are seeing unhealthy bodies, is there a responsibility, do you think, to inform people, especially young people, that like, hey, that isn't actually normal?
That's a great question. And there's so much in the body image side of media that like is kind of this, we get confused in language, I think. And so when you really parse that out well, you're like, there is this trend, it's alarming, it's worth talking about culture-wise, but we've been taught not to talk about people's bodies, and I want to respect that. I think though that's a big difference. We're not to talk about people's bodies as individuals. If you want to be on medication to lose weight, amen, power to you. The reason fat phobia and the body positivity movement exists is because it is so hard to exist in this world that hates fat people as a fat person. You want to make it easier for yourself, your decision, you are fully supported in my eyes. Do your thing. At the same time, we have to critique culture that breeds that environment in the first place.
Right.
That creates that harmful industry that's going to make people either, you know, be on medication or, you know, buy into the $1 trillion beauty industry and whatever else, buy the mascara, go on the diet, buy the, you know, electrolyte packets. There's so many other things that industry fosters. So I do think that it is very important for us to stay loud about our take on the culture. Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, the culture too, right? Like what we're seeing right now is so indicative of like what's going on politically, right?
Oh my
Keeping
God, yes.
women small, bodies small. We're not able to kind of like think properly because we're malnourished. And, you know, do you see it switching? Because it's kind of like we were on this side of the pendulum. We're over here.
Yeah.
Do you see it switching back
Well,
soon?
it is a pendulum, right? Like, so we really swung hard into body diversity 2020, 12 to 18, 19. I would say up to COVID. So let's say 2014 to 19. Great 5 years. Brands were launching new sizes all the time. There was representation everywhere. TV and film started to become more diverse. So much happened. Now the pendulum has swung back towards conservatism and the trad wifery of it all, and MAGA beauty standards and keeping women small. Along with that is white supremacy, right? Like we're totally on the other side of that. But what's going to happen next is, as my prediction is, as we get close to AI taking over, what will be cool, what the young people will do is absolutely buck that. And lo-fi will be cool. Being fat will be an act of resistance. Being imperfect and having imperfect makeup will be the mark of a really cool young person. And so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It will swing and swing and swing and swing and swing forever. But I am very excited to see how the youth basically rebukes AI.
Yeah. I love what you said, being fat is an act of resistance.
It is.
It's something that my therapist has taught me just when I have hard body thoughts, was she was saying, you know, think about it as like you're physically taking up space.
Yeah.
When people don't want you to.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's such a nice way to look at things.
Oh, yeah. If I get like upset because I've gained weight or something, and sometimes it's more rare now, but sometimes like if I put on a piece of clothing I really wanted to wear that day, and I had me and my clothes, I like picked them really specifically, and I wanted to wear this thing. I wanted to wear the top made of bras, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, because that's what I want to wear, and I feel like it's drag, and that's going to be me. And then I put that on and that doesn't fit, then I'll get upset because there was so much writing on that. But what I do is I spend physical time with the people who have diverse bodies and I adore, and in that space, being in community, those thoughts about my weight dissipate. And so there are just things that I know to do to combat that. Whether it's therapy or being in community, you can achieve that online. Like, we should all be curating our feeds so that they're good for our mental health.
Yes, I agree. I love that Pinterest does that now too, that you can kind of see the body types.
Yeah, Pinterest is amazing. My friend Madison Schill works there and has spearheaded a lot of those initiatives.
Amazing.
And they really are trying to, do that work. So spend more time on Pinterest, I guess. Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears. We asked you to bring something for our segment, The Heirloom, something that was meaningful to you. So could you share with us what you brought?
Well, I kind of didn't bring anything on purpose because I forgot. But I do have something on me that I wear all the time, which is my small gold ring made of my grandmother's gold. My grandmother gave us jewelry for special occasions, if like they had gone to China and they brought back gifts, and she had given me a bracelet that, because my size had never fit me. And so I had it melted down into a few pieces of jewelry. And this is something I always wear on me. I see you have a jade bracelet.
I do, yes.
I have hers framed in the house.
Oh, I love that. What a great idea.
My Aunt Eileen, when my grandma passed, she's the eldest daughter, so it was given to her and she gave it to me, which is very, very sweet. So I have that. And then I have a gold chain like yours with my Chinese horoscope on it from my grandma too. So I think that the jewelry, is what is the most heirloom to me. Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know if this is showing. I have this one here where it's like my Chinese name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Custom?
Kin.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay, hook a sister up.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'll send you the link. But yeah, because I was always like, when I was younger, so my middle name is my Chinese name.
Okay.
And I remember in school and people asked me, like, what's your middle name? I never wanted to say what my middle name was. And so as I got older, I was like, I want to reclaim that. And I always wanted a nameplate, but you could never find Madelyn anywhere. Yeah. But then I was like, you know what? F it. I'm just going to do my Chinese name.
That's so cool. And I've never seen that before. That's really, really, really cool. I love it.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to do another segment.
Okay.
It's called the Conversations tin.
Okay.
So Rebecca's going to bring in this tin. Oh! Do you recognize this blue tin?
Yes. I have right by where my grandma's bracelet is framed. Yeah. I have a candle that is this cookie tin.
Yes, from Arquette Goods.
Yes, I have it. So that's there. My grandma's bracelet is framed.
I love it.
Yeah, I have some jewelry. I have her gold watch that she actually wore on top of the candle.
Oh, amazing.
So I have my little shrine.
It's your shrine.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we don't know what's in this tin.
Okay.
Do you want to open it up and let us know?
It's not cookies. I can tell you, Ralphie, it's not cookies. I know that.
Or is it?
Oh, is it?
Fortune cookies. No. You can't eat them. No. Down. All right.
Oh
Not to
my
be
God,
eaten,
he's
but
so
just for the
cute.
fortune.
Okay. So pick one.
Pick one. There's a burning question in each
In
of them.
all of them?
Yeah, so
Are
pick
we
one.
going to do all of them?
No, we're just going to do one.
Okay. Wait, you pick one. Come here. You pick. Can you turn around? Can you come here, Bubba?
Okay. There's
Are you
no
stucky?
room. Are you stuck? Come up.
Up.
Come up.
Up.
Come up.
Up. Yes. A good boy. Up.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Stay. Okay, ready, go. He said this one. Okay. You can't have it yet. Unless your mommy says you can't have it.
No. We'll give him another treat after.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, now you feel like I'm teasing you, you poor baby. Thank you for picking my fortune. Can I kiss? No. Okay. Just a cookie.
Okay, leave that there.
Okay.
Leave that
This
there.
is the paper, honey. Yes, there's a little bit of crumbs. Okay, ready?
What does it say?
What is a Chinese superstition you strongly believe in? Ooh. Listen, I don't know that I'm like scared of any Chinese superstitions. I have loved learning them in my older years, especially being able to teach them as more people get into Lunar New Year. I think that's really fun. I'll say the thing that I believe in is the manifestation power of wishing health, prosperity, and all good things, because I think that we say it so much. Sometimes it's very serious. Sometimes it's a little bit domineering. Sometimes it's funny. But I think that we say it so much and it comes true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Huh.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So a superstition, but in a positive way.
Love that. Everything
about
that you
you?
talked about has been positive. I love it. My superstition is all the Lunar New Year ones.
Yeah.
So definitely
Sweeping,
sweeping, haircutting, don't wash your hair on the day.
Yeah.
And then I was told that when it's your year, that it's like bad luck.
I saw that.
So I'm year of the snake. So last year I like put on this red bracelet because like if someone gives you this red bracelet, it's apparently like good luck.
Okay.
I wore like a snake earring as like a talisman.
That's cool.
So I
That's
sometimes
cool.
get superstitious with that.
Shoot, it's my year this year.
Okay, but you've already been killing it, so it's fine.
Yeah, things are going okay.
Things are great.
Wait, it's the year of the horse still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I am half the day,
You're
girl.
good. You're good.
Okay.
Do you want to pick one more?
Yes, I do. Okay. I'm going to pick my own, okay, Ralphie? This one's peeking out, so maybe it wants to talk to me. Okay. What's the worst advice an elder has ever given you? Dang. You had that peeking out on purpose. The worst advice an elder has ever given me is to be a doctor.
Fair.
I'd be an
advice was that?
awful doctor. I mean, I look good in a lab coat, but
Yes.
I'd be an awful doctor. No one wants me to be their doctor.
But you said your dad's a doctor.
My dad's a dentist.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
So I guess generally, yes. The worst advice was kind of like, and I fully understand it, right? Like I fully understand the prescriptive advice to like assimilate and be safe, i.e. get married,
Yeah.
get a good job. I'm divorced and I have a very unstable job, right? And so actually my grandma used to say to me, like, she would say something about my weight and then she would ask me why I didn't have a boyfriend. And I know she would be so fucking proud of me that like I hopefully, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Like hopefully help like change people's viewpoints a little bit from being like chubby and gay and Chinese. How cool is that?
It's so cool.
So yeah, I know she would be proud.
She would.
Yeah.
And I love that you have your shrine. Like
Yeah,
she's
I
watching
do.
over
I
you.
know.
And it's, I think, you know, we often think, just like you said with your dad too, right? Like we often think that maybe our elders, they're so traditional that they are going to think a certain way. But I think a lot of times too, they surprise us.
I know. We have to like give space for that.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of like having this conversation in public, right? Is because if we are worried about maybe not being received well, that's because of what we've heard.
Right.
If what we see is an open, honest conversation and things going well for folks who live outside the lines within AAPI culture, then like that breeds more that breeds more like ability to go be different and be yourself. And that's really cool.
And it breeds hope.
Yeah. I mean, there's such cool Chinese Canadians and Asian Canadians like
Yes.
doing amazing things. And I
Yes.
think that whether it's in politics or movies or anything in between, you know, it is a really moving, inspiring, and like progressive time for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, to wrap things up, if you were to think back to maybe young Lauren in Brantford, Ontario,
Yeah.
with the dreams of being a basketball star,
Yeah.
being told that she should be a doctor,
Yeah.
what would you want to tell her?
Honestly, I would say spend more time with your grandma, with your grandpa and your grandma and your great grandma. I would. I think that when I was young, I felt so different from my peers in that town.
Yeah.
And so I really just kind of tried to distance from being bigger, from being tall, from being Chinese and Armenian. And that's just time I won't get back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think that yeah. I try really hard now. Yeah.
And you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
You're doing so good. You're doing so good.
I appreciate it. On that note, thank you so much for having me. This means so much to me. I love what you're doing. I will come back anytime.
Please.
I will always follow in Mayor Olivia Chow's footsteps. And I'm going to manifest Olivia Munn and Rodrigo for you one more time.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
being
having me.
here. One more huge thank you to our guest, Lauren Chan, for joining us and sharing so generously with us. You can learn more about her and her work at LC Chan. And a big thank you to Uniqlo Canada for dressing me today. Conversations is a podcast from Represent Asian Project, a media platform covering the stories, culture, and issues shaping the Asian diaspora. To learn more about our work, follow us at Represent Asian Project on all socials or visit representasianproject.com. And while you're at it, be sure to check out Generations, our new original docuseries exploring transition and succession through generations, which we will link in the show notes below. Thank you so much for listening and for being in conversation with us. Stay tuned for more episodes of Conversations. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.